Well, Elton, a new coach at Akron,
Again.
a guy I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, tell me about him. I mean, I have never covered him. High school, he was at St. Ignatius.
Yes.
College at.
And we're talking about Tom Arth.
Yeah, Tom Arth.
Yes.
Never covered him as a player at John Carroll or as a coach. So you've had at least a little bit of.
Well, as you mentioned, he was quarterback at St. Ignatius. Didn't win a state title, but led him to the semis his senior year. So had a good high school career. Goes over to John Carroll and breaks 18 records, quarterbacking records there. And he got a cup of coffee in the NFL and a little bit in some other leagues. Yeah. But mainly as a coach at John Carroll. He's the guy that stopped Mount Union's 112-game winning streak, and he did it at Mount Union. Won OAC on the road, won the OAC, and fabulous coach at John Carroll. And then he moved on to bigger and better things
at
Tennessee Chattanooga.
Now you can debate bigger and better because he didn't have much success there. He only won 3 games his first year. Started this year off hot, went 4-0. But then ended up 6-5.
Wow. Wow.
The big issue with him that a couple things. Big issue with him is his teams at UTC in particular don't score, and in the Mid-American Conference you got to score. That's the first order of business.
And I'm surprised as a former quarterback. That would be a priority.
They only scored their last 7 games this year. They only scored more than 14 points. Think about that, 2 touchdowns. Wow. They only scored more than 14 points.
In this day and age.
In this day and age, twice. That's Kent State futility. Wow. You know, that's the kind of stuff Kent State does or did. So that's the one thing. The other thing that's kind of a yes and no, that coming from the lower division, that's kind of been the track record, recent history in the Mid-American Conference for success.
Yes.
So from that standpoint, you would look at it and say, you know, Chris Creighton at Eastern Michigan, and he came from Drake and Wabash, had huge success at both of those schools, came up to Eastern Michigan, built that program. 3rd year, he's got him in a bowl game. All right. Lance Leopold at Buffalo. Came from Wisconsin Whitewater. His numbers at Wisconsin, 109-6 in 8 years.
Is that it?
In 8 years. In his 4th year at Buffalo, they have a winning season. They win the East title. They go to the MAC championship game, and obviously they're in the bowl game. So the track record is there. The problem is that I see is, you know, and it's yet to be determined if it's good or bad, is Arth is fast tracking. You know, he only had 4 years at
John Carroll.
John Carroll, and 2 at Tennessee Chattanooga. 1 is up here, 1 is down here. You don't know where the twain will meet. The other good thing is, unlike at Tennessee Chattanooga, which I think people kind of underestimate, it's a little different to take over. Tennessee Chattanooga was a championship program when he went there. So in the eyes of their constituency, he's being asked to reload, not rebuild, and that's a big difference. And obviously he wants to build a program in his own image. He'll get to do that at Akron. So that may have been some of the issue at Tennessee Chattanooga, but we don't know. It's going to take a while. But, you know, in terms of all the intangibles, Northeast Ohio guy, young, knows the area, knows the high school. He checks all those boxes. The other thing that I forgot to mention, that's also an issue at Akron, part of the issue with his inability to score was their inability to run the football. And that's the same thing that doomed Bowden at Akron. They never could run the ball. His 7 years there, he never had a 1,000-yard rusher. That doomed his career at Akron. So there's some parallels there, negatively speaking, with Bowden, but there's some positives that you can hang your hat on, but it's going to take time to find out if it's right or not.